Mabuhay, kamusta kayo, and welcome to another video. So we're going to be sowing some Haworthia seeds today. Recently crossed these two with each other. On the left is a Picta hybrid called Kohaku, and on the right is a berry hybrid called Reticulated Gram. Both were in flower recently, huge flowers and stalks on these. The Kohaku set 10 seed pods in total, but I could not get the berry to set seed at all. Not a single seed pod on that one, unfortunately. I've got lots of seed from the Kohaku, and those are the ones we'll be sowing today. I did a video about a year ago showing the method I use for pollinating Haworthia flowers. I'll put a link up above and in the description below if you've not seen that one. Also in that video I crossed this Hakuma with Tsukikage, and I mentioned that we'd take a look at the seedlings once they're older and see which plant they more closely resemble. So this is one of those seedlings. The Hakuma is the mother plant to this one, and you can see it more closely resembles that. Not really seeing any traits from Tsukikage in this, but still a pretty cool hybrid, and will be a lovely looking plant once it gets bigger. This one came from the Tsukikage, but you can see it looks a little different. More rounded leaves and different patterns. Could have a good mix from both plants in this one. And another one. Again, looks quite a bit different compared to the one that came from the Hakuma. I do have more seedlings of these that came from both plants, but these three were the more unique looking ones from that batch. Very cool though, creating hybrids, as you can potentially end up with a plant that is one of a kind and very unique looking. That's what I'm hoping for with these two as well. They're very different from each other in terms of how they look, so we could end up with some more pretty interesting looking hybrids. So I'm going to show you what mix I use for sowing seeds. This is pretty much my standard mix for sowing seeds, not just Haworthia but cactus seeds as well. So first is some John Innes No. 2 compost that I'm going to sieve just to get any lumpy pieces out. You pretty much get this with any compost, some are worse than others, but this brand of John Innes I've been using recently hasn't been too bad. I'm going to add 2 parts of each material I'm going to be using, but if you just want to mix up a small batch you can just add 1 part of each. So that's what we're left with after sieving, not too bad. And that's the compost, a nice fine consistency. Second component I'm adding is vermiculite. Prefer using this over something like perlite. A lot of you know I'm not a fan of that stuff at all. And the last component is some fine grey Danish molar clay. Adds a bit of weight to the mix and helps with retaining moisture as well, which is what we want for a seed sowing mix. So going to mix that all up. Now you can sterilise your seed sowing mix if you want by popping it in a microwave for a bit. I personally don't though. I've not really had any fungus or mould issues with anything. If you're using good quality materials you shouldn't really have to, but sterilising the mix is an extra step you can take if you want to. So going to be sowing into these trays. I always save and reuse these trays that come from the supermarket. I think these ones had mushrooms in them. Cleaned them out and poked some drainage holes in them as well. So we'll add our mix. Doesn't need to be full to the top. Get it nice and level. Then I'm going to pop each tray into another tray of water, so the mix can get nice and wet all the way through, ready for sowing. Right, they've been soaking for about 10 minutes. Mix is nice and wet all the way through. I'm going to germinate these using my propagator trays that have lids on them. I don't have any Ziploc bags, so I won't be doing the bagging method with these. So I'm just going to put each tray into one of my propagator trays. And before we forget, just add in a label to each so we don't forget what's in here and the date of when they were sowed. So here are all the Haworthia seeds from the Picta Kohaku. Good few hundred seeds in there, and I am going to sow them all. These seeds have been resting for about a month after harvesting. Apparently you do get better germination on them if you leave them for a bit, rather than sowing right after harvesting. But after a few months they can start to lose viability. Right, let's begin sowing. Just going to gently tap them out. Trying to get a good even spread of seeds between both trays. Then one thing I like to do is just add a thin layer of the molar clay over the top of the seeds. You can use the vermiculite, some horticultural sharp sand, thin layer of compost, and you don't have to cover them if you don't want to, it's just personal preference. But I find it helps with giving the fine roots of the seedlings something to anchor onto when they germinate. Then giving each tray a bit of a spray. Put the lids on, and I'll put these somewhere that's bright but not in direct sunlight. Haworthia seeds germinate well in temperatures between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius and should start to germinate after a week or two. So I'll put the trays here where they'll get a tiny bit of filtered light for part of the day, but the rest will be bright indirect light. Got some other seedlings on the go here, some Asterias hybrids, Epithelantha, Lophophora, Steno Cactus, Copiapoa hypogea, and some more Haworthia hybrids. Another tray of Haworthia hybrids here, again all from my own plants. Some pretty interesting looking ones in here as well. These ones get a bit of direct sunlight for part of the day, which they seem to be enjoying. Right, it's been 8 days and some of the seeds have germinated. 2 or 3 come up there. Another one just there as well. Spotted another one here. Some have germinated in the other tray as well. Can see 2 or 3 there. And another one there. So yeah, I'll give another update on these in a few months, see how they're getting on. Hopefully over the coming days more will germinate. So I just remembered in a video a while back I said I'd let you guys decide the cultivar names for some of the hybrids. So this one will be Plant A. Leave a comment below saying Plant A followed by the name you'd give this one. And this will be Plant B. Again, type Plant B followed by the name you'd give this one. You can name them anything you like, as long as it's clean, no rude names. And in a future video I'll randomly pick 2 winners, make the plant labels for them, and also put your name on the label as well, saying that you've named them. Or the cultivar name can even be named after you if you'd like, it's entirely up to you. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and comment, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the notification bell as well so you know when I upload a new video. You all be safe and well, and I shall see you next time. Salamat po paalam. Bye for now.